Women Without Walls. Humanitarian outreach to Yelewata attack victims. A glimpse into the pain and the hope. Benue State has once again found itself in the heart-wrenching headlines of violence and sorrow. On the evening of Friday, June 13th, the quiet community of Yelewata was turned into a scene of unspeakable horror. In a coordinated and brutal attack, armed militants stormed the area, killing up to 200 Christians. Many of the victims were families already displaced by previous violence, ambushed as they slept, their makeshift shelters set on fire, and those who tried to escape were mercilessly cut down. This was not a clash, not a reprisal, not a skirmish. The survivors are clear. This was a calculated and ongoing wave of terror, what appears to be a deliberate campaign of ethnic cleansing and land grabbing across Benue Plateau and neighboring regions. To make matters worse, even the little hope offered through government and NGO relief often gets lost in corruption, never reaching those who need it most. At the Ultra International Market IDP camp in Makurdi, now a temporary home for thousands displaced from Yelewata, some women were still wearing the same clothes they fled in weeks after the attacks. Health and hygiene conditions are worsening by the day, but into this darkness, a light came shining, a glimmer of hope. The Women Without Walls initiative stepped into the pain with compassion and resolve. We arrived at the IDP camp with a goal to reach 500 women and 200 children with food, clothing, and hygiene supplies. Items like gari, noodles, tom brown, tomato paste, oil, diapers, sanitary pads, and assorted clothing. But what we found left us speechless. More than 4,000 people desperate for help. The needs were overwhelming, the task daunting. But by God's grace, we pressed on, distributing what we had with care, dignity, and love. And in the midst of brokenness, something miraculous happened. Worship broke out, fellowship was restored, hope came alive. Women who had lost everything lifted their hands in praise. Men, women, and children who had seen horror danced and smiled. The word of God was shared, and prayers rose like incense. One woman told us, it wasn't just the food, it was the prayers, it was the worship. It reminded me that God has not forgotten us. To witness joy rise from actual ashes, songs emerge from painful silence, and faith ignite in a camp full of sorrow, that is something no statistic can explain. That is what love looks like. On behalf of the Yelewata survivors, thank you to every single person who gave, prayed, shared, and stood and journeyed with us. Your kindness brought light into a dark place. May God reward you richly. Thank you, Women Without Walls initiative.